Thank you very much, Rich. So here we go. We have the question of the day to start things off, Toby. Where would you drop in Miramar if you had the choice of loot?
You know what? I'm a Montenegro type person.
You're a FaZe Clan.
No, not
You're
necessarily.
gonna fight FaZe,
Not necessarily.
it's a tricky job.
Just the area. You're further west, but you're not in the cluster in Picado. If you're Picado, you have the Power Grid team, you have teams looting just outside of Picado as well. Montenegro just have that much more of a buffer zone. Got more vehicles to your disposal, and you're pretty much safe on a rotation no matter where it goes.
And, well, the plane path certainly suited it as well. FaZe are going to be delighted. N47 down to Valdemar, so an adjustment from them. We'll see who else makes adjustments based off this playing path. GamerLegion sort of got Kumasera to themselves. So obviously, that means they don't need to buffer with the likes of Desperados because they're going down to Impala. And DA will be back to Los Leones. Who else is not in Los Leones? 7. They're going north.
Yeah, I think they're sticking to their spot. They've been going kind of between water treatment and El Pozo. And that's, again, this is both on Erangel and Miramar, where they play a spot that is not seen taken that often, which ends to result in a situation where teams that tend to loot around Navi, La Copraria, NIP, up in San Martin, they have to deal with a team that they're not at all used to have to deal with.
Explain to me, Toby, and this circle fits it so well, what I was about to say.
Well, there you go.
Why do so little people like looting Los Leones?
You can fit 3 teams in...
it's massive.
Yeah, you can fit 3 teams in Georgeport as well. You tend to only see one go there.
But right now, DA are kind of going in there because they were forced out of Kumasera. Like, nobody wanted to go to Los Leones this phase.
It's an edge city. We've seen a lot of northern plains recently, and if you're one of those teams that know you have a team to fly with all the way down there, is it really contest-worthy? Miramar is such a big map, and because the loot is so good these days, you can trash loot pretty much anywhere, so you don't really need those big cities the same way you did back in 2018, right?
Yeah, classic Erangel and stuff like that.
Exactly. Everybody was looting cities. Like, if you were split looting, you were completely out of meta back in the day, but now, because the loot is so good anywhere, why bother? You can go to one of those concrete compounds, you get looted and good to go.
It goes back to the old days of when, obviously, you used to be able to find the level 3 vests, etc. You'd only really get them, and you'd be amazingly lucky if you got them in one of those trash compounds and stuff like that. But yeah, it's obviously changed things up, and maybe that's why there has been adjustments. But let's talk about this circle. Let's get deep on this one, because there was the heat maps that were obviously a lot of people come out. You know, we've all seen them in the background for the entire year, really. Most of us known about it. I'm somewhat surprised to see a couple of the pro players only just discovering it, because even, you know, if me as a caster knows about it, then I feel that I'm only scratching the surface of what a pro player knows. Yeah. But the fact is, obviously, we know it's going to pull away from sort of the big mountains, the main cities like Los Leones. It's very rare that you get a Los Leones. It can happen. It can happen. We have had it happen.
That's your favorite circle, right?
Phase. Yeah, I absolutely love it. But generally, we either have this, what can I call it? The banana effect of like the whole East Coast, sort of around from Impala down to Puerto Breeze. Or, as is quite often the case, we go up to sort of La Bendita, sort of Minas Generales sort of areas.
The thing is, people tend to not know this, but it's become more common knowledge that not only water is shifted away from, but also we see both on the western side, the whole shadowy mountain side, and on the east as well. The land ratio effect is all inaccessible terrain. And some of these mountain tops, no matter where they are on the map, they're just way up there. And that technically counts as what people say counts as water. Yeah. In the sense of first circle 4 and 8 shifting away from it.
Unplayable area, basically, is what we're talking about. And almost, you know, passing through. Let's see where the cluster goes, though, because Team Liquid are going to get their favorite spots. There used to be... Was it Unity they used to clash with? Who was it in Phase 2 they would always clash with in this compound? It wasn't Unity. They
were contesting. They were contesting down in that area.
It wasn't Unity. Who was it? It was used to contest.
I know. It's just around the northern side.
Well, I mean, DA may well do it, because I can see DA kind of going there. Ibby's just scouting it. And as I say, tried and tested. They used to get set up here a number of times. Was it the old CrowCrowd?
I'm thinking back, and I think that might be right.
I think it was the old CrowCrowd, right?
It was the 2-1 split that they had going up between Graveyard as well. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so Team Liquid are going to go there. The Knights, by the way, actually, Team Liquid are kind of slow because this is 5 minutes we're approaching on and they're not in position. The Knights are almost bumping into the back of Team Liquid as they go for the rotate. Navi, they're going to be a slow rotate because it took them a while to get up to La Cabrera, so they're probably going to be playing Edge again. 7 looks like they're getting mobile. Raise Your Edge are also sort of in the terms of Coldamento making the way down. G2, they're going to take time coming down from the side. Here's a team I want to see stepping it up today. NIP. We haven't seen the old NIP really shining so far in the first 2 weeks. I think it was only got 22 points yesterday. Not a good day overall.
Yeah, that's a second place on the, I almost want to say military game, which it was. It was on the southeastern side of Milta. But yeah, that was pretty much all they really amounted to. So I for sure could see them get things going today. And just I mean, we had it yesterday when it was further north and later on in the game where El Azahar became the circle center. Nobody wanted to go there. It became really tricky because you have this complete middle of the circle. And as I said yesterday, a donut effect. There's no one there. This is the same thing earlier on, though, so there's still space to play from. But if this next circle shifts on Los Leones as well, people will be forced to go in because, as you said, I mean, it takes up so much space of the map, and already now it's a solid 1/4 of the circle.
Yeah, it's an entire grid, right? Basically,
yeah, exactly.
or slightly more than really, if you think of the outskirts of it. Desperados are loving it, by the way, because obviously they're down in Porto Paris, so and there's nobody anywhere near them. We may see some teams deciding to go for a heavy rotate down to the south, but I think we're waiting more importantly to see whether it does pull south. They're probably, most teams are expecting this to pull north. Up towards, Minas Gerais graveyard, etc. Which is why we're looking at the position. N47. This is what we were talking about. N47 dropped in Val del Mar. Don't ordinarily be down there, and I think it's certainly caught FaZe off guard, who would have been first out the plane in Monte Nuevo and would have no information that there was a team down in Val del Mar.
And that's the issue. Every time you go on the southwestern side of Los Leones, it's so open, and you need to expose yourself in order to get info further forward. You want to go to those hilltops, look further in towards the circle, and unfortunately, for one of the FaZe players, they're caught up by Apple.
Yeah, Aitzy. So first blood goes to N47, a team that's certainly feeling it. The second best points, I think, overall yesterday. 46 points, I think it was. I think Team Liquid only just topped them with 50 points. So really good performance, and that's put them into 6th place, I believe, overall. So and really close to breaking into top 5 and then even beyond, maybe. So really impressive from what we, I guess if you're American, you call it the rookie team, because it's their first,
the newcomers,
the first phase within it. But they're going to have to go guns blazing if they want to reach PGC. Obviously, with the way the points will work, they are new to Phase 3, so they're going to have an epic Phase 3 if they really want to try and qualify and reach the finals that everybody's going to be looking at later on in November.
Yeah, so I will voice his his thoughts on that whole the way that the system works. But that's how it is. I mean, we got to give credit to the guys that have managed to just take around.
That have been here the whole time.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
It's you could argue it's even weighted pretty heavily for Phase 3. So they're lucky that they have a chance in that respect. TSM laying a couple of shots down. Yeah, Nelos. That's some serious information. Iro doesn't want to peak too heavily though. Aware that Yanis was down there. Now they will. They're trying to catch Nulls in this rotate. It's a long way down, so just going to switch over to the SLR and not even bother to take a shot.
No. Yeah. I don't think he knew exactly where to expect Yanis, and his teammate, I believe it was Michael over in Minas, still only had the angle on his side of the mountain. So hearing vehicles near and around, still not knowing if there's a guy pushing up on him, didn't want to take the shot. Smart call by Iro. You can get, I mean, those kills early are good because they're technically free. But if you lose a guy trying to get them, it's going to cost you so much more than that 1 point would have been worth.
G2 and Raise Your Edge both banking on this eastern side. I always mixing with west and east. I don't know why. It's because I'm looking at it that way. Then you have to think of it from when you're playing it. Yeah, it's just completely getting it all wrong. But here we go. Oh, my word, that gamble has paid off for G2.
That is scary. Look at Los Leones. We just talked about it before. Nobody wants to go there. There's so much space. That is amazing, by the way.
15
you know what that crate needs?
You
know what that crate needs? A tag stock.
Yeah.
That would have been the crisp on
the kick in the nuts, yeah.
But Los Leones is taking up so much space in this circle. See, DA, they know we're the team that loot here anyway. There's going to be no one but us in here, so they can rotate through. But anyone coming in late, they have to anticipate a team being in Los Leones now. It's going to take you a solid 40 seconds to a full minute extra rotating into the circle, and there's barely anything to take in the center already.
This is a similar circle to last weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, the first one very different. was much further down on the water side, but it's pulled almost to the same position where N47 certainly did very well in that game. DESPERADO is obviously in prime position to get set up. Raise Your Edge going to be bumping close to them at a moment, but G2, you can see they've took themselves some prime real estate on the hillside here, looking to try and lock out people. And look at the rotations. Everybody's having to push out right to the coastal roads. They can't go bumping across this high terrain. And N47, they're going to get the same compound that they had, that they did very well from, this compound they played well out of. So they're going to be happy that they've arrived first.
And it's interesting because both G2 and Liquid last week played that game from far down towards the water, and now they're both, I mean, G2 at least, are sitting really center, so they're not going to move a lot, but that's one of the heavy hitters, one of the damage dealers that you now have in the center. That game last week became a breaching cluster for teams, even in Circle 2, Circle 3. Now, I mean, if you run into G2 in the middle, I'm not sure you're going to fare as well as you did last week, running into some of the lesser breachable teams.
And TSM and NIP, they bumped into each other. They're at the same compounds as well. FaZe Clan are actually a bit further north. It looks like Navi are going to go for a massive wide rotate way down south. And they're going to come in behind the likes of Team Liquid, who we're seeing here on your screen. CrowCrowd will be coming in just behind Team Liquid as well. Jeeves just getting clattered in by the... is that a sprayer? I don't really know what that is. It's a sprayer or a seat? It's a sprayer, right?
I think it's what makes the food non-organic.
Yeah, technically, yeah, if you were to look at it that way. So TSM going to go deeper in the circle, so they're in danger of bumping into Reciprocity if they carry on down this road, so they're going to pull up and go for the compound just on the hillside there. 7, meanwhile, they're coming in right behind NIP. And speaking of, Gaxi was ready and waiting for them. Takes Edelweiss out of the car, and he falls as well. So he took him out, and I think that's because there's a hill just to the side, right?
Yeah, he flew over.
It's just body's just flown, and 7 immediately divert.
I don't know. I mean, driving through Impala like that in that situation, that is scary. And unfortunately, it came to cost them. But look at this GamerLegion. 3 guys committing. It's ubah and mxey. They're all by themselves now. It's a 2v4.
And Bjorn's just gone for the full flank position. That's going to cause a problem. mxey catches a glimpse, and then Bjorn goes down, gone a little too deep, but has he bought time to get around the backside? In comes McIndark. McIndark taking down Fex. It's going to be the next. Oh, mxey's just taken them all on. mxey absolutely decimates them. And GamerLegion have just walked into the wrong household here. And Hamster now the last man standing. He's just going to have to get out. Fuzzface has arrived, and they bumped into a FaZe house, and that's not where you want to be.
That is not at all the breach they were wanting to get here. They were in a 4v2, double the numbers, but mxey held them off with perfection. Hamster, they know exactly where you're sitting, buddy. Now the tides have turned. Hamster called out, and that's going to be him down 4-0. As I say that, though, a doozy from afar spots mxey. He's going to get himself knocked. Should be going down as well. Yeah, down he goes. So a little one-off trade in the end, but that is a play that GamerLegion will look back at and regret. They came into a compound not knowing where their opponents were, and they were way too split to take the fight the way they did.
Meanwhile,
there was no trades at all.
Yeah, meanwhile, the circle has moved, obviously. It's gone pretty much where we expected it to. It's over on the eastern side. Oh, Kravix just pulled right up next to Michael. He has no idea. That's going to be a simple kill. He looks down the road and says, oh, that's a couple of people staring at me. I'll just shut the door and hope nobody takes a shot, but instead gets a little peek on Sadovnik. The IGL. TRYFFELI. Oh, that's not worked out well for ENCE as they try and send it. That's pulled up right next to Raise Your Edge, so he's going to bail in there. DA, oh my god, they're sending it as well. Standard stuff. ENCE trying to pile in. That's 2 in a car. SKUIJKE hanging out the side. Rustanmar, actually, I think it is. Kravik goes down as well. 7 are getting picked apart.
Tiikzu actually finding the flush on
towards
him. And that's the same thing that we just saw with ENCE. That's what I wanted to say with 7 before. I respect the rotation and the idea they're just doing it way too late. You cannot anticipate to get these kind of cluster routes open for you when you're rotating as late as they are, and they should never have been there in the first place.
Yeah, it's a Hail Mary, effectively, when there's still 16 teams at Phase 3. It's a little too early to send it. Yeah. Sadovnik may be lucky if he gets away with this one. Looks like Michael's given up on it. The smoke trying to cover his exit, but his vehicle is very much done, and he's escaping to Buster up the road, who's making a move. Navi coming in the circle down on the southwestern side. FaZe Clan still very much out of it. Still only obviously 2 FaZe members alive, despite the fact they have collected those 4 points. So they'll be happy with that, because it wasn't looking like a good start for FaZe. Yeah,
I'm curious to see what the next circle shift here, because G2 is sitting in a somewhat wide split right now, and they're taking up a whole lot of real estate depending on where the next circle goes. So I want to see them pretty much as before the circle pops, going together. Vasco we saw trying to get angle, and well, CrowCrowd now For Braexco, that's for them no more. They will try and get further up the hill.
I was just about to say, Page had Jemty dead to rights there, and yet you see him go down in the kill feed. Quickly responded, though, his brother comes in. SIMSY, look at Evil's flanking position, taking them on the top of that hill. They're forcing them away, smacking them down. His DMR's working well. That's another couple of good hits catching onto Jeems there. N47, they have all these little sniper positions. T-Bone's the one that's moving in close.
As much as they're doing damage over towards Liquid, though, we got all of Navi just scoping them down. They know they have to cross that road eventually, and they're not going to let that happen without a fight.
That's FaZe Clan on a bike. Porto Paraíso is where they're going behind Reciprocity. Jeems goes down, EB responds, T-Bone down as well. It's going to be a quick revive, and they may even get a flush because there's no support for T-Bone when it goes down low. So SIMSY will come in and just flush that point out. So N47 losing 2 in this exchange, and Jemty is still not finished.
No, this is a fight that is now happening outside of the next circle. That's going to be really, really hard. And the thing is, so many people on the southern side, and up in the middle, there's nothing to go for.
Raise Your Edge catching Rustanmar out. Raise Your Edge are very much dead central of this next circle. G2, who've been in this central area for the whole time, are happy. FaZe Clan sending it past Reciprocity, but they're going to be running into the back. TSM Michael is in that house. We've already seen him taking on 7. Now they're going to try and go up the hill. That's a bad play. Maybe it work out. Rory's there, you can see on the hill. Gustav as well. Former FaZe man at one point, just had outstanding performance. They're going to come straight in front of Rory, and that's going to be TSM gifted 2 points.
Good double spray down from Rory there, holding the mouse button down for as long as he could until there were no more bullets left. 2 points accumulated and a 15th place for FaZe. And honestly, I think this is going to be a game very similar to yesterday's game for Raise Your Edge when they were on the northern side of El Sahar. They're going to be in the middle, that's great, but they're not going to have a single kill until one of the final circles, depending on where the next one goes.
It's going to be very similar to last week. I keep harping on it, but it is a very similar circle. And again, we have a cluster of, what, 5 teams in this southern edge of the circle. You've seen them on your screen. CrowCrowd, Team Liquid, Navi, Desperados and Digital Athletics all down there as well. N47 trying desperately to get in, but they're almost sending it just like FaZe Clan did, and probably going to meet to the same end as well as they blast in next to Reciprocity.
This is this match is playing out a lot like a Sanok game would. Everyone is forced to take these fights on the edges because there's nothing to do in the center. Skumo sees the head up. Ivo just tilts him to the side, knew that he was visible. Great reaction play from him, and actually gets the knock in return. Very, very, very impressive reaction play from Ivo. Realizing he's visible, the lean to the left meant that his head was no longer in view, and that lets him stay on his feet. But Monkey now up and above. We all saw the play from yesterday, and that nade, I don't think that's hitting anything. No,
it doesn't have the legs. Didn't go where he thought. Next on Mike, but Monkey's already backed away from it. That's not going to go anywhere near either. So it would have, actually. It's kind of very accurate.
Broke
went to the window, yeah. But I think Udi is about to go for the second peak. But meanwhile, look at this coming in behind them. Team Liquid are coming in behind Reciprocity, getting drawn towards the fire. And Reciprocity are kind of so focused on this. They've got the revive back in, but they're so focused on catching this one-man flush. They may be caught off guard by the Team Liquid boys coming from behind.
I was trying to wrap around. You know, there's nothing more for him to gain in this fight. And as you saw, as you said as well, Demon, Liquid, they're not inside the circle yet. They need to make the push this way around, because if not, then they're running into a compound in Desperado. And you don't push a compound like that on your feet. You need vehicles in order to do so. Monkey spotted out now. I'm still not sure if they wanted to engage with Liquid or not. Now we see them, they're exposed to Desperados as well.
Yeah, Desperados are taking shots onto Team Liquid. This is a horrible position for TL to try and push across. They've gone down into the dip. You can see Navi shots coming from behind, Desperados from up on high. So they're forced into the backside of Reciprocity. Monkey is sat ready and waiting. He's the anchor man effectively. N47, that's a nade rolled right on top of Ophel's head, and he will be gone. N47 out in 13th place, continuing to prove that if you win the scrims, you go down early.
TSM and ENCE now forcing a fight with one another. It was about time. We all know TSM had to leave the compound in the south, and pushing up. Jeems now spots out Scoom, and that should be at least the info gatherer for Reciprocity, that there are indeed teams on the other side. SIMSY spots out Shiv as well, and this fight is only just getting started.
It's a circle shrink that suits them, so this fight is a battle for position. Monkey, though, with the flank, doing what he does best. It's Monkey versus Jeems once again. Jeems already low, so Monkey's surely going to flush him out. Yes, he will. And well, Reciprocity on a big cleanup. SIMSY, the last man standing, is going to get himself the flush on Shiv, but he's got nowhere to go. Monkey's doing the business in the back once again.
Great concentration. Always keeping your flanks clear. Spun around immediately. Saw a guy on the top, and now he's all by himself. And look at this DA as well. And Navi running into each other. mertgungor up close.
Straight away, a doozy. Who else do we expect to be picking up the kills? He's going to toss that nade straight on BeautflDeath. Mert's going to be the pivotal man here, but he heard that pin pull, just didn't go for the peak. Instead, he's trying to hold himself that silhouette line, but they know he's there. And it's going to be a 3-man push over the top. PokeMolde says, yep, there's the information. Let's try and flush him. Doesn't matter. Doozy comes in, takes him down. Meanwhile, PokeMolde, M249, do you think he's tried to slap the 15 times on that was in that crate? I don't know.
He's
just, look at this. He's just charging in. He doesn't care. No cares given is the phrase that I can put politically correctly.
They are so lucky that the Knights players just ran each other over in that rotation, because they had pure vision. You can see them now. They're coming down. They're both getting picked off at Doozy right there. They would have been down there while they were clearing DA, but because they're running each other over, big error to make that made it up for them.
Desperado's going for the push onto the Navi boys. They're continuing to pick up the kills, but the Desperado, they tried to make the play off the back of it. They're just a little too late, because Navi just rolled over Digital Athletics, and it's caused problems. Meanwhile, in the north, NIP and Seven are continuing to engage with one another. TSM also getting involved in Razor Edge from their compound, continuing to fight. So that's the kill feed we're seeing, but Navi are the boys to watch as they push on down the hill. They're looking hungry today. Chris came down to have a little peek, but the rest of G2 are outside this next circle.
Yeah, just, well, I mean, at least for now, trying to make sure that they get to deal with Knights. They haven't seen any instant kills yet. Reels is by himself. He's going to go down to the blue, I assume. Yep, that's going to be him out. That's going to give the info to G2 that they are indeed safe, at least for now. But this push forward is going to be hard. 8 kills for Navi, 5 of those on a doozy.
Absolutely smashing it in game 1. They had a quiet day, I would say, for Navi. Obviously started off with a win, but outside of that, it wasn't the greatest performance from them compared to, well, I guess if you compare it last week, they are still top of the table, let's face it. TomiL trying to find something. Still no kills for Desperados. They're looking for it. They're up against Navi on that hillside. And really, it's down to Navi to maybe make the play. We'll see where this circle goes as Buster lies. Prone gets 1, gets 2, can't get the third. Gaxi will get him down, but that may have cost him because TSM are pouring in on towards NIP, and they should pick up all the kills here.
And you talked about wanting to see NIP do great. This, I feel like, has been the name of the game for NIP for such a long time now. They get things going, they get the position, they keep their players alive, and then there was that sneak. And then they find those traps. They're just the team that runs into these traps, and everyone can do it. They're just excessively unfortunate.
Navi are going back around the western side. They're pushing onto G2. You can see them here. Now, Chris has just got himself the crate off the right-hand side. Braexco's there. Nelos and Yanis are in cars. They may get completely caught off, but that... the nade.
They all run back.
That was close to being a 4-man nade. Good spread from Navi, but they all moved in the same direction. Chris was ready and waiting, but can they deliver? Senya always took a doozy down at the same time as Braexco, trying to line up there, but he will get the revive quickly in. Now, can Chris try and push on this? He's looking to try and get the revive on Braexco. Nelos comes pushing in. The circle, meanwhile, has worked out. Desperados are moving in behind Navi as well, so keep your eye on the mini-map. You can see them coming. So Navi, the time is against them here. They have to deal with one battle because they're about to get pushed from the other. There goes a great nade from Yanis. It catches 2 down. Best of luck to the last man standing. And Navi flushed out just like that.
Completely exposed to the Desperado push that would come up eventually. Great play from them. They went up the first time, realized this is not a play for us. We need to go back safe, because you can see as soon as they push up that hillside, they're completely exposed to what's below them. Now they know, though, the south pushed out to the eastern side. We have room now. We can take this fight. They did it. Only got 1 kill off of it, but great play by Desperado to clear their edge.
Well, it does look like Reciprocity are slowly moving out. Team Liquid, forever the Finnish snakes. It's always Gemty or Samty. Someone's in that final circle. You can guarantee it. TSM coming out. They still have 3 men alive. Razor Edge, of course, with the full lobby ready and waiting. All 4 men coming out of their position. But Desperados and G2 kind of in this stalemate with one another at the moment. And NBS from NIP still causing problems in the backside.
See, TomiL, they wanted to get around the guys in G2, but it's going to work out the other way around. NBS, unfortunately, finding himself a bit too close for comfort because the G2 players are pushing over towards him now.
Yeah, NBS caught out. That's him gone. 7th place for NIP. Nades coming in, raining down on top of TSM. Monkey gets himself his 5th kill of the game. Looking good for Reciprocity. Once again, he's absolutely performing. And You know, many of us were scratching our heads when he was dropped from Phase 2, and I think we're all delighted to see him back in Phase 3.
Look at the minimap right now. The center of this circle is completely uninhabited. The northeast, on the other hand, 3 teams up there. We got all of Ratio Edge pushing out this direction, and TSM caught in the middle between Reciprocity and Ratio Edge. Udyr spots on over, doesn't get the angle. Coldamenta, in the meantime, finds Braexco.
So G2 losing 1, that's a big deal. So Desperado is trying to do what they can, but as you say, Ratio Edge did steal that kill away. Still just the 1 kill for Desperados. The circle has very much gone in their favor. They have 50% of the circle easily at the moment. Everybody else has to play around them. Now Ratio Edge look like they're going to be forced to go around the northern side, which will push them into the backs of G2. Reciprocity, meanwhile, they're going to come straight direct east to west.
I'm thinking that Reciprocity, I mean, Ratio Edge still vehicles, right? I mean, you might be in for a Hail Mary in this situation, because this entire field, like their entire northern approach to this circle is so scarce, is so open, and they know which teams they're running into. They're all just waiting for them. There's no reason for Desperados and G2 to fight right now. They just need to deal with the guys on the edge, secure top 2, and take the fight in the end.
Giannis is going to try and pull that vehicle away. So they're trying to set up some sort of barricade. They have got a crate on the side there. They're trying to give themselves as much cover as they can. mxey, though, maybe a bit quicker than Nelos was expecting. He goes prone to his car, puts the damage down, doesn't finish him off, and that gave the information. That's all they needed. And now Nelos and Giannis are in trouble. They're going to get pressured from multiple angles. You can see lxey laying down the fire, goes for the other side, gets Nelos down. The mollies come instantly in as well, straight over the top, and that's going to burn them down.
Great play by lxey, not over-aggressing. Flashbangs coming over. They don't know exactly where Giannis is, and you see Chris on the backside too, dealing damage. Great knock coming in towards lxey. Almost finds mxey, but he's going to go down first.
Giannis now the last man standing for G2. He's trying to push around while this is playing out down the south. Desperados are keeping them up. Giannis is on fire. SIMSY and mxey goes down. Coldamenta the last man standing. What has just happened to Ratio Edge? They have just been picked apart. And now, this one-on-one back down south. SIMSY's causing problems. He takes down Rory. So TSM go out in 6th place. Giannis with 4 kills. There's some big performances individually going on in this game.
Shows the depth of the region we're in. This guy made it all the way, and now it's picked up for PL team. Unfortunately, not a whole lot more to it. 60 does get found by SIMSY. We might as well rack up some points while you can.
Udyr might find SIMSY now back down the eastern side. No, SIMSY gets another. That's 6 kills for SIMSY. He's soloing like crazy. Reciprocity go out in 4th. Now, Desperados, they have the circle. They have 4 alive. They have about 80% region of this circle as well. They're looking for SIMSY. They've got to deal with him. And then, of course, they know the position of Coldamenta and lxey because they've just been watching the battle play out with G2.
A 9-kill top 3 guaranteed for Liquid. Who would have thought that was going to happen when we saw Monkey start tearing them all apart?
And when you saw them pushing in the backside of N47 and stuff, they were in no man's land.
Yeah.
But sadly for Desperados, they have 1 kill.
They've been on the wrong side of every fight. And I mean, they have been in the exact same situation that Ratio Edge was yesterday, and technically that Ratio Edge was today as well. They are where no one can get to, and no one's going to contest it. SIMSY, he wants that 2nd place.
The Finnish snake.
He wants it.
Is on the move. It is coming for you from down low.
Oh, no.
Oh, he sees him. No, SIMSY.
Yeah, he's going to be found.
He's gone. SIMSY finds him, gets the 2nd kill, and it's a vital kill. Calvin's going to get the crate as well, so that's going to be some level 3 gear. lxey sees him, I think, or lxey's certainly looking this direction. Coldamenta, though, sees SIMSY, and that's a big headshot. They're all separated, all spread across.
And that's the thing.
And that may give Ratio Edge a chance.
Exactly, because Calvin, one thing is he might not be visible, but he's so far from his teammates. Now he is back in the area. Calvin, normally, when he played for Desperados, that was the former team in contenders. He was the flanker. He was the guy to run around and do these edge-type plays. And I hope that he can find something here before he gets spotted out. Shots fired, lxey down to low HP.
Oh, he's knocked as well.
And that's the flank.
It's a 3v1. He's going to try and get around to Calvin as quick as can. Now, if he can deal with Calvin as fast here, he may have a chance for the revive. TomiL is making the run over the top. Ultra's coming as well. But Calvin is slowly sneaking around. We're watching Coldamenta. It's from the left-hand side of your screens where the damage will come from. Calvin's on the flank. He should be able to come and see him any second. Coldamenta goes for the challenge and takes him down. And that is making it a 2-on-2.
Coldamenta, the Spaniard, is doing everything he can to keep his team up. A lot of damage coming in towards him. Still on their feet. Colda goes down. lxey is there. Gets the flush in towards Calvin. Lynxy got the knock onto TomiL as well, so I believe it's just a 1v1 now.
10 hit points, has to get that first aid off. No helmet either. I don't even know if he has a vest, in all honesty. Ultrastar, meanwhile, off the side. He's took one down. Lynxy goes for the peek, sees him, knows the exact position. He doesn't really only have a smoke. That's it. No other utility outside of that. Meanwhile, Ultrastar, SKS, ready and waiting to go. He's going to try and pop ahead here. And if it lands on Lynxy, he will take him down. There's no helmet involved.
This is going to be so hot, and what a turnaround from Ratio Edge to get this one. And arguably, had Calvin been up there on SIMSY to begin with, that could have been a whole different story. But now there's a good chance that Lynxy might be able to pull this one off.
Ultra's going to have the back pushing him. The blue, we're in phase 9. Neither of them have a really central position. That's some good damage from Lynxy. Just catches the spray down, goes for the red dot spray. Ultra trying to tap away. It's just not working for him. Lynxy tries to line it up, switches over to the mini. Oh, Lynxy does it! Raise your edge with an 11-kill game. And could you believe when you think of the almost disaster they had against Yanis from G2 on that top side. Lynxy got revived back on his feet and absolutely delivers. Desperado's got to be kicking themselves that they just lost a 4-on-2